Morning, guys. I am in the car again, driving to work. If you don't know, I am an IVF nurse, so I do work weekends, and this is my weekend on. Doing this from the car again. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys today about something that I think is so crucial to the success that you're going to have, and we're not going to start from the outside. We're going to start from the inside out, because I think that is just the most important part. Is you have to wrap your head around everything first and then proceed with the physical part. You know what I mean? What I've noticed is in the past, well, my whole life, I've always done this sort of yo-yo thing with my weight, and I think the reason for that is the mental piece was never there. It was never like solid in my mind. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but basically I feel like I'm always fighting, right? I feel like I'm always doing something that's forced. I'm always following some sort of routine that doesn't feel completely intuitive. I'm forcing it. I'm forcing the way that I'm eating. I'm forcing the way that I'm moving. I'm forcing everything. I'm like constantly in my head thinking about pounds on the scale. I'm constantly thinking about timing of food. I'm constantly thinking about portion control. I'm constantly thinking about, is this okay or is that not okay? Or do I have to give this up? Or do I have to say no to this? Or can I go out this weekend? Can I go to a restaurant? What am I going to do? Can I have a drink? Like constantly in my head, and the more I try to control that, once in a while you can get yourself into a groove and sort of get into that mode, and it feels good for a little while, but then your mind is still going to fight back, right? And if you don't get a hold of that mental piece first, the rest of it is you're just going to continue the vicious cycle, right? And there's two parts of getting the mental piece in check. One is that you really have to let go of the control, because the more you try to control something, the more out of control it becomes. Like, I made a video recently to explain this, but it's like when you're rushing and you're late for work and you're like trying to hurry up and you're trying to control everything as much as you can, but really like you're dropping your phone and you're losing your keys and you're breaking things because you're just so trying to control everything that like it all falls apart. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's exactly how I felt over the past 2 years. Like, I feel like the more I try to control it and the more frustrated I get by not seeing the results fast enough, or, it's not like exactly the way that I envision it in my head, the worse it is, the more defeated I become, the more of a vicious cycle it becomes, the more I get off, get on, get on, get off, get on, get off. Like, it's like awful, right? So when I went into this part of the journey when I started in March with this change, there were two things that I had to do. One was to let go of that. I said, all right, you know what? Time is going to pass. 2 years have passed. It doesn't matter when my goal is met. Because as long as I'm making forward progress and as long as I'm moving forward and I'm doing all the right things, it's going to happen in its own time when my body does it. But more importantly to me is I am so freaking sick and tired of living like a slave to my mind that I'm going to take care of that first, because I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this anymore. I got pissed. I was like, I am so sick of the depression. I am so sick of the anxiety. I am so sick of feeling like I don't belong in my own skin. I feel uncomfortable in my own skin. It's such a bad feeling. But I was more sick of the mental fatigue that I had. I was so tired of it. And I know you guys feel that too. So I had to let go. I had to say, you know what, Nick? You do what you can do. You learn as much as you can learn. You make forward progress. And as long as you're making forward progress, then it's going to be okay. And you're going to feel better. Because even if you're not at your goal, you're going to feel better with progress. And it is so true. The second piece of that is the ups and downs, the yo-yos, the feeling completely out of control with food has to also come from a physiological place. Because if you're constantly feeding yourself with carbs and sugars, I'm so serious, guys. I mean, it can be like a bite of food. It depends on how sensitive you are. If that spike in insulin goes up, your cravings, your hunger, your dopamine levels, everything, it's addictive. Okay, your body physiologically makes you crave more. It makes you hungry. In your mind, that dopamine release causes you to mentally, it's physiological, but like also mentally crave. So there's so many forces against you, but there's one thing that you can do to get rid of all of that, and that's to get rid of the sugar. And I swear to God, if there's nothing else that like comes out of this group, if you can just try it, it is so hard to do in the beginning, and you feel like you can't, because how am I going to live without this? How am I going to live without that? Guess what, guys? You get rid of it and you're not going to care anymore. That's the thing. You're going to care for a little while. Your mind is going to fight you. But if you get rid of it, your hunger goes away. And I mean the toxic hunger. I don't mean your natural hunger. You're going to feel hungry, but you're not going to be shaky. You're not going to be hangry. You're going to be, I feel hungry. Think I'll eat. It's so different. And if any of you guys have experienced this, chime in, because the more everyone else can see that this is really true. Because it is hard to believe, especially if you have struggled with this your whole life, and I have. Like, I've struggled with being hungry constantly. This whole like every 2-hour eating thing does not work for me. Okay, that does not keep my blood sugar stable. It just makes me go like this all day. It's awful. So those are the two things to help you with, letting go of that control, and everything kind of else just kind of falls into place, So today, try to wrap your head around letting go of specifically timed goals, specifically numbered goals. Try to wrap your head around how you really want to feel in the end. Think about all the things that are like weighing you down right now and what you'd like to get rid of in that sense. I wanted to feel free. I don't want my life to be dictated by food and my body. I want my life to be dictated by intuition, like however I want to be that day, like whatever I want to do, I just want to go with it. I'm so sick of the fight. So think about that today, and then think about getting rid of the sugar completely, and we will work on this together. I am planning on, we have 5 kids today, so it'll be a little bit of a challenge, and it might not be till later, but if they're like in the pool later or something and I have some spare time, I'm going to put together a list of resources just to start. Like, I don't mean for you guys to be like overwhelmed by it, but I just kind of want to throw out all the resources that have maybe helped me throughout the past years, not even just the past few months, but like years of doing this. The resources, the books, the equipment, the products, whatever has helped me to get to a mental place of freedom. So I know this is a wicked long video. I'm really sorry, but hopefully that helps you guys. And I am so excited about this group. I cannot even tell you. And I am so thankful for all of your enthusiasm. This is going to be awesome. And I cannot wait for you guys to feel free. Like, my body isn't where I want it to be right now. And I don't really care. And that's the first time in my life that I've ever been able to say that. Like, I care, obviously. Like, I have my goals, you know what I mean? I know how I used to feel in my body, and I can't wait to get back to that. But mental-wise, I don't stress about food anymore. I don't stress about parties anymore. I don't stress about how I'm going to eat or where I'm going to eat or what I'm going to eat or if I'm going to cheat. Like all that stuff is free. So, all right, guys, have an awesome day. I'll be at work until 3, hopefully, not any later than that. Hopefully I'll have some good news for some patients today. I love that. It's my favorite part of the job. And I will talk to you guys later tonight. Bye.